Hello, very good morning to you all today. How are you doing? It's much more overcast here today and very, very windy. Definitely a lot cooler than it has been. I hope you're all well. I hope the weather's doing its thing and you're all happy wherever you're watching from. Today I'm going to be making some necklaces with you. I've called them Agetta. I'm using gorgeous cones as like a feature. In fact, rather than chit chat to you, there they are on the mat. So we've got two colours in silver and two in gold as well. You can't quite see, but I've got a lovely blue one here at the end. So I'm using these lovely cone little feature connectors, I suppose, using a bit of Tigertail for stringing. It comes with a pair of matching earrings for you to make as well. We've got some lovely little spacer beads, which are like little, well, they're like cubed triangles with lovely little rounded corners. And then we've got these gorgeous marble glass beads, which are very, very pretty, have a lovely pattern on them. If I just show you those blue ones there down on the mat, and then I'll give you a quick flash of these lovely orangey red ones that we've got as well. So you can see they've got that lovely kind of marbled effect. So this is what I'm going to be making with you today. It's a very quick make, and once I'd done the necklaces, I thought, oh, we need earrings to match. We need the full set. So I'm going to say a very quick good morning to you all before I take you over to the website. And if you'd like to get those kits, you can head over to the tutorials and collect Agetta and pop them in your basket. We've got a lovely little deal on there for you as well today. So, good morning to Rachel. She says it's also very windy in Barrow. She can't stay for the whole tutorial. She's going for a GP appointment. I hope it goes well. Well done in getting a GP appointment, Rachel. Carol says, hi, all my reminder work today. Sorry, not quite with it. So you were notified, which is lovely. Thank you for being with us, Carol. Izzy's in as well. Good morning. She says, same weather up here in the Scottish Highlands. So it's been, well, here in Merseyside, it's been absolutely roasting. We had like 30 degrees last week, which my little one kept telling me, it's hotter than Kenya, Mum, it's hotter than Kenya today. So very, very, very warm. And then today, it's I'm not going to say it's cold, but the wind's a bit chilly. Good morning to Jan. Good morning to you. How are you doing? She says, it's windy but bright in Sudbury. Hello to Zakia. How are you doing? She says, good morning, darling. Hello, sweetheart. How are you? Good morning to Elaine. Hello to Anastasia. Oh, she's got, I never know what the translation of weather is. I'm not great at converting things, but she says it's 76 degrees and we've got a rainstorm coming today. Yeah, we've had busy rain showers here as well. Anastasia, I hope you're well. Thanks for being with us. Camille's in as well. So she's watching and then getting ready to go to the doctors for her annual MOT. I hope all is well with you, Camille. You just make me laugh with your MOT. But yeah, lots of doctor's appointment this morning. Carol saying, I keep freezing. I hope that's not the case. We weren't on Facebook this morning, so I had to change the settings over. And I know you're watching on Facebook, aren't you, Carol? So hopefully all is okay. Good morning to Joanne. Is the sound okay for everybody? Joanne says, good morning, sunshine and fluffy white clouds and a little windy Coventry. And good morning to Mina. Yeah, Mina's saying Facebook's playing up, so she's come over to YouTube. So you can usually find us on Facebook and YouTube. There's lots of different ways to watch us. We're here every week, and you can find us at 10 o'clock UK time on a Monday, Wednesday and a Friday. On the Totally Leeds web page, you should be able to find us. I will share it as well on my Facebook page afterwards, and I share it in the handmade group, the Facebook handmade group as well. And then we're on YouTube on Totally Beads, and also mine, which is Natalie Pattern Jewellery, spelled the English way of jewellery. Izzy saying she's having no problems, and neither is Camille. So I guess YouTube's playing as it should be doing. Right, let's take you over to the website then before it decides to be a bit Yeah, Joanne's gave up on Facebook as well. Oh well, that's a shame. But I am here. I'm still live. So head over to the website. It is a quick make today. We are going into the video tutorial section on our Totally Beads website, which will bring you to this page here. There's lots of ways you can get into finding those. You can click on the video tutorial section, or if you're on the main page here, oh, they're pretty. You can find us in this section here, which says video tutorials, and then there's another one with our faces on and our jewellery too. So today is Agetta cone necklace earrings. I'm going to stop chit-chatting and let's get making and show you what's going on. So we have these gorgeous 4 colours of the Agetta cone necklaces. We have an emerald green, an orange, which is a beautiful, it's like it's burnt orange. To me, it's borderline red, but then there you go. Once upon a time, we didn't have a name for orange, did we? We just called it red anyway. So we've got the emerald green, the orange, the purple, and the turquoise. Each kit is £5.99. That's going to make you a necklace and a pair of earrings. But we've also got 2 for £10 on. So you might want to get 2 lots of the emerald green. You might want to get an emerald green and a turquoise. You might want to get 2 of the same or mix them up. What you could also do is you might think, I really love the colour of the turquoise beads, but I don't want them on silver. I want them on the gold colourway. So if you were to get that 2 for £10, you could swap them over if you fancied. You could say, right, okay, I'm going to put the emerald green on the silver and I'm going to use the turquoise on the gold. There's no rules here. You do what you wish. So let's show you what's in your kit. You are getting quite a lot in there today. We're getting these marble glass beads, which are 10mm in size. You're going to get your head pins or your ball pins, so you can make these lovely little earrings. They're so simple to make. I'm not making those coils, that cone. It's already done for you. It's just stringing it onto the pin or the tiger tail. You're going to get the acrylic triangle beads, which if I hover over here, you can see what they look like. So they are fat little triangles with little rounded corners. They're really nice little spacer beads. And I thought that just kind of, just like the shape of them with those cones, because those cones are like fat at the end and then stretch nice and long. You've got your Tigertail wire, you've got your culotte, your crimp beads, your jump rings, and your lobster clasp in 12mm. So they're all your findings. You've also got your ear wire in there, and of course your head pin. Absolutely all sorts in there to make very striking jewellery. It's got kind of a tribal feel. If you want to see exactly, excuse me, I feel a sneeze coming on. The hay fever is still not great. If you want to have a little look at the components and the measurements of things, then those acrylic triangles are 5mm in size. In this colourway, in the emerald, it's going to be gold. You've got those 10mm emerald green ancient marble glass beads, and then your bead cones, which are 25mm. They just fit the bead beautifully, really lovely. And we just pop those little spaces in between just to stretch it out. So they are nickel free as well. They're the components that you're getting. £5.99 or 2 for £10. So that's the emerald green. I'll whiz through them very quickly. You're getting exactly the same, just a different colour of those marble beads in this kit. So this is your orange. Is that orange to you, or is it red? Yeah, some of them do look orange, but I still think it's more red. Maybe we had another colour which was very red. But you can see we've got those beautiful kind of, like it's been dipped in paint. You've got like little black squiggles, little white splashes running over them, almost kind of like feather, like really pretty. So that is your gold colourway in the orange. And then we've got 2 in the silver as well. So I've put the purple and the turquoise blue on the silver connectors. So now your spacers and your findings and your cones and your pins and all those things will change to the silver colourway, but they all work exactly the same and they are the same measurements. So that one is Agetta in the purple. Gorgeous purple, that really beautiful. I will show you them down on the mat. See, that looks a little bit blue. I would say on this photo it's not. That's definitely purple. It's a proper purple. And then lastly, and no means least, is your turquoise in the silver as well. Still £5.99 or 2 for £10. And that's how that looks. You can change this up if you want to. You can add in more of your beads along the neckline. You can add an extender chain onto this if you wish. But I've made them like this, and I will show you how they're made. They're all the colours again for you to have a little look at. Let me know what you like the most. I'm going to go with the orange to demo the necklace with, and then I might mix it up and I might make the earrings in a different colour. So if I take you back down on the mat, if it will allow me. Hi Kath, how are you doing? Don't know if I've missed any questions. Shirley's in. Hello to you all the way in Florida. Zakia says she's got 71 degrees right now at 5 a.m. and a heat warning. That's madness. If you have any questions, do drop me a comment. Camille saying a chew. Well, bless you. Yeah, I think maybe burnt orange, Rachel. Anastasia said red with a little white. So let me show you them down on the mat and you can see. So these are your purple. Now, what I do often find is if I watch this back, then the colour tends to change, and I wonder whether it's just my camera, because right now they're looking kind of bluish, and they're not. They are beautiful purple. I refer to this as chocolate box purple, if you know that brand. But look at that. And that one looks like it's got a little face in it. So it just looks like it's been splattered in, you know, when you were little, did you ever do those kind of paint pictures where you'd kind of blow it with the straw and it would fan out the colour that you were using? That's what these beads look like to me. So that is your purple on the silver with, of course, the earrings to match. I'll lay those down gently over there. This one is your emerald green. Absolutely gorgeous. Again, you've got all that pattern on the beads. They're a nice, lovely size, having the 10mm here. Absolutely gorgeous, looking beautiful and regal, I think, against the gold there. Put that to the side. Then we have these, which are your orange. Now they are looking more orange there. You can see they've got those little black markings on them and that gorgeous white splatter. Look at that. Really, really pretty. These are your cones, so you can see they're already formed for you. Got that lovely wide kind of funneled edge at the end, which just kind of oscillates around that bead beautifully. And then these lovely little triangular spacers with flat sides in the middle. Shirley says she's seen another rocket take off tonight. I hope that's an exciting thing and it's not a, yeah, well, we're not going to talk politics. There's so much going on in the world. It's it just makes me want to stay in and not look at the news and just bead. These are your turquoise. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at them. Just bright and bold and beautiful. Camille says, the orange looks nice. Well, I'm going to demo that for you now, Camille. So let's get started. I'm going to take about 50 centimetres, probably about 20 inches or just over 19 inches of my Tigertail. It has got a little bit of a curve in it there, so I'm just going to kind of run it through my fingers. When I'm making, I'm going to start from the middle and work my way out. So I feel I'm quite close up to the mat today. If I higher myself up a little bit, just a touch. I want you to be able to see, but I'd like you to be able to see. So I'm going to start with my beautiful beads. So I'm going to take some of these off the strand and say I'm going to go for the orangey reddishy colour, and I'm not going to be particular about which one I'm picking out because they're all just absolutely lovely. So I'm just going to pop one right onto the middle. So if I keep hold of my two pieces of Tigertail, that will fall into the centre. Let's make sure you can see what I'm doing. So just popping that right on into the middle. I'm then going to get my cones out. In total, I'm going to use 10 of my cone tubes. Let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, and then 2 for the earrings. So these are how they look. They're like little funnels, like tiny little trumpets. And a beautifully wide drill hole there. So I'm just going to slide that on. Now I'm going to pop one on. So what I would like is I would like the wider part to touch the bead on both sides. So I'm just going to put them on the opposite way to each other. So it's sitting like that in the middle. And already you've got that gorgeous looking component. I'm now going to take out some of my triangle beads and I will pop them down and I'll show you how they look. I think I'm going to be using 19 of these in total. So you can see, again, nice wide drill hole, lovely triangle shape, rounded edge corners. And I'm going to pop one of those onto either side. So they will sit at the top of the cone and in between the next bead. You can, of course, change around your pattern and your design with this if you wish to. So now I'm going to pop on 3 of those beautiful marble beads and I'm going to pop a spacer in between. It's going to be a real super quick make. You can make striking looking jewellery in no time. So 3 of my beads with those triangle spacers just in between. Just move that green one over. And again, same on the other side. So I'm going to go for a bead, a spacer, a bead, a spacer, another marble bead, and finishing with the triangle spacer. So it's looking like this. And when I put it all together, that will create that kind of rounded tip and those will just sit nicely against them, those little spacers. I'm then going to add on another cone and I want it this way around this time. So I'm going to have that small part next to the triangular spacer bead. Move that out of the way. I'm going to then slide on another one of my marble beads onto each side. If you wanted to as well, if you're going to do the multi-buy offer, you could mix up the colour of the beads. You know, if you were to pop in some of these green ones in between in those little sections, I think that would look beautiful together. I think those colours really complement each other well. And again, a little bit festive if you're using the reds and the greens together. Get more of these cones out. So then I'm just going to put another cone on, and again this time I'm popping it this way round because I want that wider part to sit around the bead. And then I'm going to go back to that little pattern of 3. So spacer bead, marble bead, alternating again with the spacer and the marble and the spacer and the marble. And I'm going to finish with a spacer. Don't worry if this is moving as well. So you can see I've got a much longer length of Tigertail on one side than the other, but I can just drop that down. And then again on the other side, I want to make sure it's symmetrical. So anything I'm doing to one side, I'm going to do to the other, alternating. So the beads aren't sitting next to the cones. The little spacer beads are sitting next to the fine tip of the cone. The bead will touch the cone when it's the wider part. That's how I'm kind of doing it. I'll move down a little bit so you can see. Bead, spacer, and bead. Finishing with the spacer. And then I'm going to add on another one of my cones. another bead, another one of my cones, and let that fall in between. Same on the other side. And again, don't worry if they don't line up. When you pop them all together, they will just fit in between lovely. And then you just finish off however you want to. I'm just going to finish with a spacer, a bead and a spacer. If you wanted to, you could add more beads around the back of the neckline if you wanted to make that longer. You could, of course, add a little extension chain on there as well if you wish to. But look, you can make this necklace in about 10 minutes. That is me done. Can you see the top there? So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of curve it to get that shape. And I'm going to add on my culottes, my crimp beads, my findings. Hi Mina. She says, I've ordered both kits for Delilah bracelets to try as I don't use flat elastic often. Honestly, they're really, really easy to make. And get a long eye needle with it, Mina, and that'll be good. She says those cones would be perfect for angel makes. Oh, that's a cute idea, Joanne. I like that. What, like if that's its little body, you'd need to put your little wings at this section here. Oh, am I frozen? Hello? Oh, I've got such a delay on my hands. So I think what Joanne is suggesting is if you get those wing beads, and we do have them on the website, you could get your little cone of your body. You could put the wings on there, a little bead for the head, and string them onto a pin. That would look cute. Shirley says a rocket went to space. Well, that's exciting. Any idea where it's going, Shirley? But I just can't imagine just being able to see that. What an amazing experience. Okay, so I'm popping my culotte on. It's facing outwards because I want that to be able to attach to my jump rings. And I'm going to get 2 crimps out because I always double crimp. I feel like I need a t-shirt with that as a slogan on. I always double crimp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick both of my crimp beads up and slide them onto the tiger tail. I'm going to take the last one I've put on and slide it right up to the edge of the tiger tail, and then just flatten it out or use your crimping pliers to crimp your crimp beads. Sliding the next one up right next to it so that then becomes nice and flat. And then my culotte is going to slide up and just move over the top of those 2 crimp beads. So I can push down with my fingers, make sure it's nice and lined up, and then a little bit of pressure on the end and towards the bottom just to close that culotte up. Now I'm going to push it all around so that that bead fits nice and closely to the top of the culotte. I'm still keeping that kind of curve within my necklace, and I'm just making sure that all my beads are lined up against the cones nicely, and I'm happy with how that's all positioned. I'm going to take another culotte and I'm going to add on. Did you want to say no, a trumpet? I think they look like little trumpets, little bugles. I'm going to just add another culotte on, and this time I'm just going to pop on 1 crimp bead and let that fall right down inside of the culotte. Come in again with my pliers. I'm using tweezer nose pliers here just because it gets right in to that little groove, but of course your chain nose will fit in there as well. I knew I got a culotte out. There it is, rustling around in bags. But of course, as my imaginary t-shirt says, I like to double crimp. So there goes on my next crimp bead. That's going to drop and land right on top of the last one, just inside. I'm going to flatten it in the same direction, so they're both sitting neatly next to each other. And they're going to fit inside that culotte once I've trimmed off my excess tiger tail. So I'm cutting off nice and close, so there's no tiger tail really sticking out the end of that. I'm going to bring the culotte over it, so the crimp beads are just going to sit inside in the middle. And again, I'm just pressing down. I want to make sure that those crimp beads are trapped inside. There we go. And then all I need to do now is attach on my jump rings and my clasp, which you're also going to get in your kit. So the jump rings I'm using today, outer diameter are 6 by 1, and my lobster clasp is 12mm in size. If you're using a lobster clasp, then you can add on an extender chain really easily. Joanne can't stop thinking about Christmas decorations. Well, you know, it's always good to be early. I did see something saying, I mean, most people now, when I say most people, most businesses, even like television companies, when you're doing, you know, if you watch like a quiz show or something, and they've got like their Christmas special, they're filmed around now. There was a British TV show which I think is earlier, and that they filmed theirs in May. But obviously, you know, you've got to get ahead of the game. If you're making to sell or do craft fairs, then start your Christmas makes now and your seasonal makes. So I'm not even ready for summer, let alone ready for winter. So there you go. I've just popped on my jump ring. You can add your clasp onto whichever side you want to. I'm wanting to pop it on, so it's going to face that way. And then opening up another jump ring on the other side. If you are to add an extender clasp, then you can add your extender chain onto this section, the bit without the lobster clasp on, and then that can just hook on and hook over there. In terms of measurements, let's see how long this particular design is. I'll do it in centimeters, and then I'll try and tell you it in inches. So in centimeters, I need a longer ruler or a tape measure. We have, that would be 30, just over 50 centimeters, which is about 20 inches, I think, in length. And that's how long this is in this design. So you just attach your lobster clasp, and then you have your very, very pretty necklace. I don't even know if it's all in shot. I'm going to have to move my camera up, but it's really pretty, and it sits really, really nice. I know, Camille, I didn't mean to say it. And everyone's agreeing, though. It's Christmas in July, isn't it? Maybe I'll do a Christmas make. I did see something the other day that I thought, ooh, I could do this and I could add that, and that would look like this. And I was planning on scheduling that for December, but we might see. And maybe I'll do it a little bit earlier. Camille says, another for our trip, Nat, was to Florida, went to the Kennedy Space Center and tried to watch a rocket launch from a very, very long way away. It was a speck in our photos. Have I ever seen a rocket? Seen satellites going? I've seen lots of spaceships and like lots of rockets, but in a museum they were all on the ground. Nothing was taken off. I don't think I've ever seen a rocket. I think I'd remember if I had. Wouldn't I? Shirley says, very pretty necklace. Thank you very much. I'm going to do quick earrings with you. All you're going to need for your earrings are your pins, 2 pins, 2 beads. I'm going to be a bit naughty. I'm going to put the turquoise on the gold this time round because I do love those colours. I'm going to need a pair of ear wires, which are also going to be in your kit. And then I'm just going to use 2 of those lovely little spacer cones, triangles, beads rather, and then 2 of these lovely cones. And you can play around with whatever way you want to put them on. But I'm literally going to slide on 1 bead onto the end of that little ball pin. So it's got that little stopper there, it won't slide off. I'm going to pop my cone on, and again, it just fits gorgeous, like they were made to be together. And then I'm going to pop my little triangle on the top. Go on, little triangle, there you go. And what you can do is how I usually show you how to turn it. You can bend it horizontally and then cut off anything you don't need and just turn it round with your round nose pliers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this. I'm going to use my bail step pliers. I'm going to put it on the smallest one. And rather than bend it and cut it, I'm going to just double it over. So I'm just going to turn the pin all the way round, let it go past itself here, and then it'll finish at the top, as long as there's nothing sticking out. Oh, I did that really awfully. I thought I'll do something a bit different. It has worked, but it hasn't this time. And there you go, just straighten up that loop. Let's try it again. We'll do bead, cone, spacer, and I'm just going to turn, that's better. It's because I turned it towards me. There you go, I've got that little loop on the top there. Don't know if I was in shot. I'll open it up and I'll redo it just to show you. So I'm just putting the pin in and rotating all the way around. Just make sure there's nothing sticking out there. And then all I would need to do is just open up my earring hook. So find where the opening is, give it a little twist open, a little flick, and slide those on through the middle and back again to close. Do love that turquoise with the gold. Flick it up and pop it through. Of course, if you wanted to turn a pin a different way, you could do, let's get a different colour out. Let's do one with the silver because we've got loads of time. So I would need my 2 cones in silver. I need a pair of my silver ear wires, which again will be in your kit today. And I'm going to make a load of rustling sounds, sorry. I'm going to have 2 of them. Oh, I'm going to need 2 ball pens, aren't I, in silver? Let's see how organised I am. They're rhodium. There we go. I do need to tidy up, but at the same time I think, well, when everything's everywhere, I can see where it is. I am a messy worker, but my work ends up nice and neat usually. I'm going to use 2 of these beautiful purple. In fact, what I'll do is I'll show you the purple against the blue, just so you can see. These are the blue that I've just used. Honestly, it does not look to my eye as it does on the screen there. They are very, very purple. They're beautiful purple. So I'm going to do my gorgeous bead, my bead cap, if that's what you want to call it, your bead cone, and then the little spacer. I'm going to push them right down so they're all nice and flush sitting together, and I'm going to bend that pin right at the top of that last bead. I'm going to trim just a little bit, so I'm leaving about 1 centimetre. Cover it with your fingers so it doesn't fly away. Have a little rummage in your pile of mess and just pick out your round nose pliers. Slide that bead off because it's just come off. I'm going to just keep my thumb over the top of that really, just to hold it in place. And I'm going to give it a little flick up, reposition my round nose pliers, and little rotations to turn that loop on the top. Give it a little straighten if needed. Same again. So I've got a matching one. Bead onto the pin with the cone and the spacer. I like to turn my pin first, just above the last bead. So I'm pushing it all down together, holding that triangular spacer in place. It will wobble off until you've turned that loop. Cut any excess off, only a tiny little bit, making sure that those round nose are flush. There's no pin sticking out. So I'm going to turn all of the pin, flick up, reposition my hand all the way around, little movements into that perfect loop at the top. And then again, opening up my E-wires and sliding them on through. Really straightforward, simple jewellery, and I think you'll agree they look very, very pretty. So I'm going to model them for you now. I'll pop on the orange set that I've just made. So this is the Agetta cone necklace. If you're interested in getting them, go over to the website and to cone necklace and earring set, and you can find a choice of 4 different colours, 2 in the gold, 2 in the silver. We've got emerald green, orange, purple or turquoise. They're all £5.99, which will give you enough beads to make this necklace in this design and these earrings, or you can get 2 for £10 if you prefer to do so. Let me have a little look in the comments, see if I've missed anything. Heather saying they would be good for holidays. Shirley says, I would love to do Christmas icicles. Maybe you could do early so we have time to make them, please. I'll have a little chat with Simon. I'm going to book my train journey down, hopefully today. Not to go today, but to book my tickets. And I will see if you'll be able to get some like little icicle kits in, or we could make some using what we've got. But that would be really good. Camille says it looks like a Smurf. What does Camille? Oh, the little blue cone earrings, like he's got a little hat on. Oh, you're all daft as a brush. But yeah, I see it. Okay, again, this probably isn't the best top to show off with the neckline. I don't know about you, when I put my necklace on, I turn it towards me so I can see my clasp. I'll just undo one button so you can see I've got my necklace on there. Let's move that around. There you go. So that's how it looks. That's how it sits. It's not weighty. It's nice and comfortable. Looks like a Smurf. You're hysterical. And Joanne agrees, they do look like a Smurf. Izzy says, love them. I've applied twice in the last 3 weeks to join the handmade group, but no reply. Any ideas why? Oh, I don't know. I didn't think you had to join. I think you could just join it without being accepted. I'm not admin on that, Izzy, but what I'll do is I will check with somebody who is, and we'll make sure we add you in, because what we do there is we share our makes. So I share this live as soon as I finish, but anyone who makes anything, it doesn't even have to be totally beads makes. We'll just say I've made this week and I've made that this week, and we don't sell on there. It's not to say, come and buy my beautiful wares, but it's to, inspire each other. So I'll definitely check that out for you, Izzy, because we'd love to have you part of the group. We'd love to see what you're making. Anastasia, you're a sweetheart. Thank you. Yeah, Camille, I know what you mean. Shirley says, beaded snowflakes, right. I'm going to make a note of these. So we've had bag charms, which I'm definitely going to look into. We also had clip-on earrings as a suggestion, and beaded snowflakes and icicles. We did do some, I did some little beaded snowflake earrings last year, so you can always go back and have a little look if you need to. Yeah, I think so too, Mina. Lucy used to be admin on there, so I'll check if she still is, and I will get onto that for you. So thanks, Joanne. She was very elegant. Well, thank you so much for being with me today. I say it was a short but sweet one. I'm going to be with you on Wednesday, and we are doing little beaded earrings on Wednesday, like little clusters. They're very cute. It's just going to be involving doing some wrapped loops. So if you can come and join me then, I would love to see you. Where do I find them, please? Where do you find? Oh, the beaded snowflake earrings. If you go on, shall we see if we can find them together? Seems as we've got a little bit of time. Let's see. So if we head over to the Totally Beads website, let's check. If we go into the video tutorial section, so jewelry making video tutorial, you can see all the things that we've been making here. These are all kind of recent makes. But you can also search by bead technique, and I'm wondering if there's kind of like a festive section. Kind, shall we check by kind? Christmas. So if you click on Christmas, you can see we've done some beaded wreaths. Gorgeous little charms there to play about with. I can't believe I'm chatting Christmas now. We've done. So I did those. Love doing those. Those little they bugle beads, and we were making little Christmas trees. I also did Christmas tree ornaments. If you were using smaller beads, you could make them into earrings. We've done a lot of kind of beaded flowers. These were very pretty icicles. 12 Days of Christmas. I don't think the snowflake earrings are going to be in there though, but we'll keep looking. So we've got some snowflakes and things like that, but I think we might need the bases in them. If I type in snowflake, let's see if they come up this way. Oh, we're going to be here all day, aren't we, looking at all these lovely components, which is lovely because, there you go. Snowflake seed bead earrings. Now, if you click here, that should take you to the tutorial of me making those as well. Gosh, that was a while ago. And I just did those with a little bit of thread and some seed beads. And that was that. So there is lots of things to find. Sometimes, you think, well, they'll be in the Christmas section, and they're not. But if you... There's some there. Oh, yeah, we did those as well, like the necklaces. Oh, yeah. See, I've done that much stuff. I can't even remember what I've been doing. But there's all sorts there. I've been making now for how many Christmases I've done with you? Probably about 4, 5. Is this my fifth Christmas? So you can have a little look there, my love, and you'll be able to see all sorts. The possibilities are endless. Hopefully, there'll be something that you will like. But it's definitely worth going back and checking past makes. If you go onto my YouTube, bit of a cheeky plug, but if you go onto my YouTube, I put them into categories as well, so it's just the tutorials that I've done, so you won't get any of Kitty's amazing stitch beading or Speaking of Laura, it's Laura's birthday today. Happy birthday to our lovely Laura. We all give her a woo, and I'll pass on all your love and your messages to her. Sorry, really distracted, but if you go onto my YouTube, you will be able to see we've got I've put playlists up. So I've got some playlists which say like bangle and Christmas makes and Valentine's or heart makes. So you should be able to see there as well if you need to. Camille says, lovely kit, just my type of jewellery, you're very welcome. Kath says, pretty. Joanne says, thank you. Yeah, I think I've answered your questions. I hope I've answered your questions. Thank you for being with me. If you want to do some beady earrings with me, then come back and play with me on Wednesday. Have a lovely week. Have a lovely start to the week. Stay happy, stay making, and I'll see you soon, everyone. Take care. Bye.